Hello, so I'm going to be live streaming for about an hour, probably just over an hour. Apologies, I might have said to some people I was streaming at 8 PM tonight. That was what I was originally planning, and then I remembered I've actually got stuff to do today. So, yeah, anyway, welcome to the stream, and make sure you give it a like, because that seems to help YouTube share them a bit more. And, yeah, let's get talking. No theme for tonight. I'll probably do the spooky stream that people have requested Thursday, I think. So that's generally one of the most watched streams of the week on Thursday. So I'm just waiting for people to comment now because it says I've got 10 viewers but nobody's left a comment yet. And obviously, just a reminder that there is merch. So I'm going to have some of this. Evening to you as well, Zeppelin. I don't even need to show them, they're right there, look. Oh, it's 6:57 PM here. Oh, you're already on the video, so I assume you can watch, but if you're just coming on to say you can't watch, okay, fair enough. Yeah, the original I've got on Blu-ray and DVD. The remake I've just got on DVD. The original's a lot better in my opinion. Obviously the remake. Right, I've started the stream again, so this should hopefully kick back in on its own. Let's see if on... Yep, there we go. Is it back? I'll have to see if it, if I hold something up. Right, let's give me a... I'll do a thumbs up, and I'll put that just to the side of the sign there, then I can see on the playback if it actually is showing that. Ah, good. Right, let me open the actual stream window. Again, hope that doesn't crash it, because that's what crashed it last time. Was like Chrome essentially freezing the PC. And obviously I had to do a hard reset because the entire PC had frozen. It's not been very lucky, has it? The last two streams now I've done, I've had crashes on both of them. One where the GPU seemed to overheat and crash the PC, and on this most recent one, just the PC in general freezing. At least I know how to restart them now, but obviously, and I can keep an eye on the chat using my phone, but it's a bit annoying. Anyway, let's get this back up. Luckily, it's just right at the start of the stream anyway. I want the dashboard, don't I? There we go, live streaming dashboard. I just need to wait for that to kick in. There we go, right, I'm back properly. So, hello. You even Rich? Well, I think it's fucking stupid to destroy old masks like that. I mean, it's obviously his choice. If he's bought them, he can do it, but it's still stupid in my opinion. No, the chat's working fine. For anybody that doesn't know this, click live underneath, although you won't be able to see this. I'll just put it in the chat if you're not watching it. There we go. So yeah, if you click live on the video, there you'll be watching the current stream that's working fine that way. Oh, YouTube's come out with the warning saying, this stream's current bitrate is 2,591 kilobytes per second. We recommend using a stream bitrate of 4,500 kilobytes per second. Okay, how do I do that? Thanks, YouTube. There aren't actually all that many French gas masks. After World War I and World War II, they stuck with the M51 for years and years. Yeah, Laser Point said about that. Ceramic. Alright, Gabriel. But, I don't have one. It looks alright, but, you know. The thing is, when there's masks that only have such minor differences on it, like it's the same mask as another one just with slightly different lenses, it doesn't really make much difference, does it? I was helping Max walk the dogs today, and I used that Italian mask the entire time, and it stopped my hay fever up until the point we got back to his house. I took the mask off, and then my hay fever kicked in really badly. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep that mask. It's at the back of my bed at the moment. But I'm going to keep that mask in my car boot for now, I think, so I've got another mask I can just use for general purpose stuff. Well, I don't listen to Slipknot, so I haven't really got an opinion, Expo Monkey. No, it's no more fragile than any other compound bow. That was a very high fire rate, and it's a cool machine gun, but don't know really what else to say. It wasn't a good idea for Germany to develop a machine gun with such a high fire rate when they had so many supply shortages in World War II, but whatever. I know about that French World War I Tissot mask, as in where the word Tissot tubes come from, but I don't really know about any other French ones. I really don't know, Rebel Friend. What do you mean, Jen? Right, I'm back again, but I don't know if it's going to work, because as I said, this is the second time it's crashed now. It did the same as it did the other day, where the GPU sort of crashed. So I think it's just because it's getting too hot this summer, so obviously the computer's generating too much heat, and then obviously just overheating. Right, now YouTube's telling me it's not connected to the stream, even though I know it is. So, let me just refresh the page and see if it's actually going to kick in and realise I'm back. Yeah, there we go. But as I said, if it plays up again, I'm just going to give up on the stream tonight, because I think it's just that the computer's getting too hot, with it being the summer, and something, you know, keeps overheating and stopping the PC. But anyway, as I said, in a week or two, at least I'll be ordering a new PC. And that should solve all these issues, because I can get something with, you know, much better power performance, you know, much better cooling on and everything. Even though, this one doesn't. There isn't one, Gabriel, and there's definitely no point having a topic for this stream, because it probably won't, you know, last very long again. So people can just chat about whatever while the stream stays up. Okay, that's interesting, Richard. No, BMI, as we've said before, isn't a good indicator of body weight, because muscle is considered the same as fat according to BMI, isn't it? So it's a bad way of doing muscle weight. It's 11 minutes past 7, yes. I ordered it from Blades and Bows when they were still around. I have, though, before I started this stream again, changed a couple of settings in OBS, which should hopefully stop it using as much power. I don't know if that will help at all. Yeah, I saw the Everybody Loves a Bit of Bottom one, but I haven't seen the Tapestry one yet, but I'll look into those at some point, Mike. That was around £30, Bing. But the Italian one I'm now going to keep as an EDC one. Oh, YouTube's now come up with another error for my stream. Thank you, YouTube. Even though I've bloody not changed any settings, you're going to keep telling me that I've altered the settings and it doesn't stream properly now. No, I don't speak Russian. I know of Merlin Archery Zeppelin, and I've bought from them before. But not Marilyn Archery. Don't really know Iron Man Spartan off the top of my head, to be honest. Yeah, apologies if it seems like I'm in a funny mood now. It's just literally because the stream's crashed twice. I have no idea if it's going to crash again any moment, so I'm almost not wanting to go too in-depth with an answer. Yeah, the weird thing with the Type 65 is apparently there was a specialist tool, a few people have said, so you could take the filters out. But how pointless is that you make a mask where the filters can only be changed if you've got a specialised tool that wasn't given to any of the soldiers that had the mask? Oh yeah, I thought those pictures were great, Mike, with you and Malk in the suit and little hat with the little flowers on your lapel, whatever it's called. I thought they were great. Over 100 Polish stalker, I've lost count. Depends. The Avon CT12 is one of my sort of favourite masks. I don't know if it's necessarily the most comfortable. But you know, the stream just stopped and started, then I saw on my preview of it. Least comfortable, it could just be any like the really old kind of masks. Unless you're putting like a very heavy payload on something like a V2 rocket, it is a bit pointless. You know, it's kind of one of those things that is interesting as a concept. You know, and it's like one of the first sort of accurate, kind of almost like cruise missile kind of things, isn't it? But if you were just putting conventional explosive warheads on them, while they were very dangerous, they weren't, you know, kind of like nukes or, you know, like chemical warfare heads or whatever, which would have made them really effective. One Polish stalker, which is English. Oh, mine was bad today, Iron Man. You might have missed it when I was saying earlier, between one of the crashes on the streams, but I tested one of the gas masks all day. Well, not all day, but for like an hour and a half, going on a two or so mile walk with the dogs. And when I had the mask on, my hay fever was perfect, but as soon as I got in and took my mask off, my hay fever got really bad. So I had to go to the pharmacy and buy another packet of these Benadryls, which are good. But then I found out on Amazon later on, you can buy Benadryl on Amazon, even though Amazon's not a pharmacy, in like double-sized packets for like £4. So I've done that now, so I think they're meant to be coming tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to keep that mask that's in the background. I'll just show you which one I mean in my car from now on, with this particulate filter. So when I'm volunteering on Thursday, I might even use this on Thursday. This one, the Spaziani or whatever it's called. Say something in Polish, Polish stalker. Dzień dobry. There you go. But yeah, I was using it with one of these particulate filters. I might see actually if I can buy another one of these particulate filters, because they're very good as lightweight, just P3 filters. I don't have any dogs myself, Iron Man, but my friend's got 4 spaniels, and one of his spaniels is pregnant at the moment, so she's expecting puppies, and they keep asking me whether I want one or want to buy one. I'd absolutely love one, but sadly I don't think anybody else in my house would want them. But I would love a baby spaniel, to be honest. Be a good friend for me. Is it crashed? Because it's not crashed at my end. My end's still fine. Yeah, if I refresh it on my end, the stream is still fine. There's been no crash at my end this time. Because yeah, it didn't crash at all this time. If anything, that was your YouTube chat, not the stream this time. Yeah, Mike, if you time out anybody that keeps spamming stuff like F or whatever in the chat, because it's annoying for actually, you know, when I'm not literally crashing. So that's the annoying thing. Yeah, oh, thanks, Mike, you just said it anyway, but yeah. As I've said before, young rail enthusiast, the problem is for me that there's nowhere near me that does airsoft. The closest place is probably like 30-40 odd miles away. And they only do airsoft one Sunday a month. And I work Saturday and Sunday. So it's a bit of a pain in the arse to go airsofting there. But I've been getting a lot more into realistic air guns now. What I would love to buy, this is one of those things I'll probably buy after I've bought my new PC if I've got enough spare money, is you know, the Webley service pistol. I think Mike will know the one I mean, like the ones they have in Zulu and like World War One and all those. The really famous, is it the Mark IV Webley? Webley, you know, Webley air guns, they actually do a replica now of the Webley revolver. It's like a 200 odd pound one, but it looks fantastic, and I've always wanted a really nice revolver. So, yeah, that might be one of my purchases I'll get soon. EO16 coffee can filters, no, don't breathe through those. I'll link to people who want to see what I'm on about, because I can give a Palpex link. Oh, sorry, Webley Mark 6 is it, the name of it. But there you go, yeah. These are £210. Yeah, I love the look of Colt Pythons, but there you go. That's interesting, Peach. I've seen that there was some, but I thought if I've got a lever action that shoots, you know, BBs or whatever, I might as well just do like what I've got at the moment with the Red Rider, where you just crank it yourself per shot. Yeah, FP5 filters fit on a GP5. But anyway, yeah, for the people wondering, this is the air pistol I may get in a month or two, because I really like the look of this one. There's a very politically incorrect name for that I will never say on one of my YouTube streams, but it's quite funny. Some of you may know what it is. Right, let me just check Amazon and eBay, because I want to see how much those these filters are, if anywhere's got them in stock. Because if they're less than a £5 at the moment, or around the £5, I'll definitely buy an extra spare one just to keep around. Alright, there's one for £9.29 on Amazon, that's a bit expensive. There's a Honeywell filter, bloody hell, there's a Honeywell filter that's £30 for something like this, just a little P3 filter. I know in theory I can just use an expired charcoal filter and it will still act like a particulate filter, but I was just wanting a little lightweight one. That's just the thing I was thinking about. Let's just see quickly if I can find one. On eBay they're £5, so I might go for one of those. But on eBay you can also, for anybody interesting, new Scott Pro 2000 40mm, the AXP3 ones are $8.99, which is a really good price if you wanted a kind of ABEC filter. Oh, there's ones that are $7.99 as well, that expire in October 2020. I might link these because these are a very good price. I can't be bothered to get any more for myself at the moment, but for anybody wanting filters, I'm just going to link these. What do you mean, like a conventional ABEC one, Chris, or do you mean like a Scott one or what? But yeah, for anybody interesting, I've just spotted these on eBay, and that's a very good price for an in-date sort of 40mm ABEC 2 P3 filter, and that's a very good price. But anyway, yeah, what I will do now is I'm going to buy one of those Scott P3 filters. I'm just going to check the postage times on these. Yeah, this one is meant to arrive sort of within a couple of days of ordering it, so I'll just buy one of these. Let's take my glasses off so you can't see my details if it reflects in them. Sadly, I don't think it will, Iron Man, because the Wi-Fi is really bad just a couple of rooms away from the router, or router, whatever you want to call it, so no, I don't think it would work in the garden. And sadly, I think my neighbours might find it a bit weird as well. Right, confirm and pay. Alright, cool. That's interesting, Chris. So it's the sort of one, but yeah. The only thing I've heard bad about those Scott ones is apparently they only seal them with a bit of, you know, like just a plastic vacuum bag. It's not like foil wraps and it doesn't have the caps in properly, so that's the only thing. But yeah, I imagine they're alright filters, but yeah, for the people wanting the ones that are like £8, I'd recommend those. Ah, that's very good, Mike. So yeah, if you get one of those, you could probably sell it for a bit, couldn't you, if people are interested at least? Once you've done a couple of videos on it. Yeah, especially the old ones, like the Electric Lightning and all those, Young Rail Enthusiast, I think they're really cool. The Haviland Vampire and all those. I really like those, like really, especially, I really do like retro jets, to be honest. Because I imagine you have to be a really skilled pilot to fly one of those, because obviously modern jets, not saying that pilots aren't skilled, because of course they are skilled, but you know, there's a lot of stuff. Right, hopefully that's back now. Thanks for letting me know that it crashed, because this time it was just OBS that crashed, which meant I could just restart OBS and it was fine. But yeah, what I was saying, Young Rail Enthusiast, is I like loads of those really old jets, like the de Havilland Vampires and things like that. Because, like I was saying, not that modern pilots aren't skilled, but you think the level of skill you must have needed in the old jets that had, like, no computers in them. You know, so you had a fucking jet engine. Especially, think something like a MiG-21. Like how fast a MiG-21 would have flown. But, you know, you didn't have, like, targeting computers, did you? At least not in the early ones. It would have been all down to pilot skill. I have to Google Seahawk, because a lot of these planes I forget the names of them, you know, or like the designations, even if I do know the planes. So, because I'm not as good on planes as I am as things like rifles and whatever. Oh yeah, Hawker Seahawk, that looks cool. Javelot Pro Kit. Right, it just crashed the same way then as the last time OBS just crashed. So, this will be the last time I attempt to do the stream today, sadly, because we've just been getting crash after crash today. I can't suggest anything other than the room's getting too hot, I don't know. It's not as hot as it's been on some of the days. First time it crashed, the PC just totally froze, which is Chrome's fault, because Chrome now and again just crashes my PC where it freezes with a web page open. I know other people have that problem, but Google have never addressed it. The second time my video card crashed, because it did the thing where like the screen goes really glitchy for a second and then it crashed. The third time I can't remember, but the rest of the times have just been where it's been the actual OBS streaming software that's crashed. Can't open the window, Iron Man, because I don't have an external window in my room. This house has a fucking shit design when it comes to heat, because my room does not open outside. It's where they built rooms into a conservatory, so if I open my window and it's hot, it just gets hotter. I don't really listen to Sabadon, to be honest, Andy. Sadly, my name Dan, I don't know if you'll be getting a very good experience on this stream, because so far it's been crash, 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 crash. That's cool, my name Dan. But yeah, I won't click any more links this time, because it seems a lot of the time if I try and open a web page, it seems that's when it causes OBS to crash. I don't play War Thunder anymore, no. I used to play it quite a lot, but I just got bored of it in the end, and like the constant grinding and the shit software support from Gaijin whenever there was a problem. Oh, it's not our fault. Yeah, that's a shame, Gabriel. Cool, I'll definitely watch that, Mike. As I said, when I end this stream, and it might even end before 8 PM if it crashes again, I will be cutting my hair, but that doesn't take too long, and my hair's not even all that long at the moment. So I'll be shaving all my hair off, having a quick shower to get all of the, you know, loose hairs down the drain. And then, yeah, I'll be ready to watch the stream. I'm going to actually have to cook my dinner straight after I've cut my hair, because there's a thing in the fridge that runs out of date today, so I do really need to have it this evening. But I wasn't all that hungry before the stream, so I just looked just before the stream, was like, oh shit, I need to eat that, don't I? Now, I don't like the smell of dust in old gas masks. I do like some of the weird rubber smells you get from old masks. The Czech M10, despite the fact I'm not a massive fan of it, has a really nice smell. And the Czech CM3, it's like the kind of rubber, all the fabric they used on it, just gives off a really nice smell. Yeah, that sounds good, Mike. Yeah, it'd be good to see you on the stream as well, Bing. Yeah, sadly my Sandero Ironman no longer smells like a new car, but it did for like the first month I had it, had a new car smell. Oh, tell you what, on Amazon I might order, if they're not too bad a price, another air freshener for my car, because I've had my current one in there, I've had my current one in there for ages, and obviously it doesn't smell anymore. So I'm just seeing if I can find, you know, like a decent one. Yeah, let me just look at these. I'll get the new car smell ones, because I like the new car scent. I might just buy some of those retro tree style ones, to be honest, and see what they smell like, because at least I can hang them up anywhere in the car, where I often find with some of those air fresheners they don't really fit anywhere handy in the car. Right, glasses off again, just so nobody can see my address or card details in the reflection. Bye now. Right, there we go. Cool, and I'm back. Hopefully I haven't crashed the stream doing that. So yeah, sorry about the distraction there of getting a new air freshener, but thank you, Iron Man. You reminded me I needed to make my new car smell come back. Obviously I collect gear. You can see loads of it in the background, but yeah, surplus stores, eBay, Amazon, wherever. I really don't think China and America would go to war unless, you know, like a massive world war kicked off. They do. Gabriel, what I was just saying is I'm going to go for those retro style tree air fresheners, because lots of companies now don't do the weird hang up air fresheners. They do ones that are like tubs you're meant to sit on your thing, or, you know, things you're meant to clip onto your air vents. And the problem is, I found when I've bought things like that before, they don't always fit on all types of cars' air vents, or, you know, fit where they're meant to fit in the car. So I'm just going for a retro one I can hang up, you know, probably behind one of the seat belts in the car, so it's not in my... I hate things on the mirror because it's distracting when you're driving. But, you know, I do want to get fragrance in my car again. D&B Military KLM. Or you could just get a GP5M that's got the ear holes ready made in it. I don't swear more than usual. I don't swear as much as a lot of people I know. I think the current Chinese hoses are pretty good, the Minion. Like the ones I linked the other day. If you search 40mm hose on eBay, get the ones that come from China. Like, you know, not the old surplus Soviet ones, they're pretty good. If you want to tighten it properly, it's a bit difficult, General. If you just want to tighten it to make an airtight seal, that's pretty easy. Because there's a way you're meant to tighten it so it's comfortable, but I've never figured that out. There's a video of some guy tying it up and showing you how to do it properly on YouTube. But whether or not they'd actually tie it properly all the time like that, or they just quickly, you know, do a, you know, quick knot to tie it, I don't know. But yeah, I have to cut my hair off after the stream. So yeah, apologies for today's stream. Tomorrow I am probably going to do a stream earlier in the day, and I'm probably just going to stream some Fallout 4. Oh, the nice thing is, although I had to reinstall Fallout 4, I guess it saves your saves in it, so like the Steam Cloud or something. So now I've got the Game of the Year edition that I bought on Steam last night. It's still got my current character, you know, after I completed the main game. So it means the nice thing is I can just start playing on the streams, and I've got a load of good gear and everything. Since the last time it crashed, Richard, yeah, but it has been crashing quite a lot. That's good to know, Iron Man. What, the pH gas hood? Well, the one I've got's a replica and it's not coated in the chemicals, but it'd have worked. It's better than inhaling, you know, chlorine or phosgene or whatever, but the idea of having a hood soaked in horrible chemicals to sit on your face to stop other horrible chemicals getting in isn't the most pleasant thing in the world, is it? Fallout 3 is okay. New Vegas is my favourite Fallout game. My problem with Fallout 3 is Bethesda did not understand a lot of the lore when they made it. So, you know, Fallout 3 is incorrect about a lot of the details with factions and things in Fallout, but it's still an alright game in itself. Fallout 4 I probably prefer to Fallout 3 just because the graphics and soundtrack are nicer. And there's less level scaling, although there's still level scaling, but New Vegas I think is easily the best of the newer Fallouts. I actually like Fallout 76 more than I thought I would, because Laserpoint Productions gifted it to me, which was really nice of him. It was an absolute train wreck of a game, wasn't it, when it first came out, but it's alrightish now. But again, it depends. I think Bethesda need to realise that they shouldn't keep charging full price for it. Because the issue is Bethesda seem to keep thinking they can charge like £45 for it on PC and people aren't going to buy it for that. If they kept it at like £20 or under, you know, I think people might be tempted. But yeah, I think now they fix a lot of the stuff in it, it's an alright game, but again, I still prefer the single player Fallouts. World War I gas masks I don't think had voice diaphragms. One of them I got from a surplus store and paid way too much for it before I got properly into gas masks. The second one I got from Amazon, but on Amazon and eBay you can get GP5s for like £10, so I'd suggest you just do that. Oh yeah, because Bethesda have to keep revising stuff, don't they, some guy? Because it was T45 and T51 power armor, wasn't it, in the original Fallout games? But then Bethesda were like, oh, of course, it has to be a newer set of power armor. Is the XO1 the one the Enclave have, some guy? Because I can't remember the names of all the power armors, but the one with the cool helmet, is that the XO1? Well, some of the posters I just got off like image searches and printed off. The big Soviet one I got on eBay, you just search Soviet like civil defense poster or Soviet poster on eBay and you can buy loads like that. Okay, that would be funny seeing you stream one of those interactive story games, Mike, because we could say to you, do this, and you can like do it like a, you know, what do you call it? Choose your own adventure. I'd say probably Iron Man. As I said, the main reason for that though is simply because they're a lot cheaper than other bits of surplus. So it's kind of a nice compromise. I find them interesting and they're a lot cheaper to buy, you know, whereas things like rifles or whatever are very expensive. I thought it was something 54, wasn't it? Like GM 54, but it could be Auer 55. I know Auer is a German company, isn't it? So yeah, tomorrow then I'll do a Fallout 3 stream. Not Fallout 3, sorry, Fallout 4 stream. But I will stream Fallout 4 assuming the computer doesn't keep crashing and conking out and whatever else. Probably around, I don't know, like 2 PM or something. I'm not sure the exact time yet, but I'll do an earlier one so people in different time zones get to see it. Depends how cheap you want to go, the Minion. What sort of price range are you looking at? And then I can suggest you something for your price range, because sometimes when I suggest masks that are like £30, people say, no, that's too expensive. So give me your price range, and then I can suggest some masks for you in that price range. But again, it will depend what country you're in, to what surplus you can get. Right, the current one that's quite old, my name Dan, that I'm hoping to get a new PC in a week or two when AMD's 7nm CPUs are out. An AMD 9590 CPU, FX 9590. The GPU is RX 480. 16 gig of DDR3 RAM. I can't remember the speed of it, but you know, it's quite outdated. Yeah, you can put a hose on a GP5. Well, you can buy repros of it like mine, young rail enthusiast, but they obviously still don't make new masks like that. I don't actually know Iron Man. The thing is with Wellingtons, I find they can split quite easily, because I've had a load of old Wellingtons that I've gone to use and found that the rubber's all split. Yeah, I think the replicas are still produced. No, that's interesting. What have you heard, Gabriel, regarding that? Because that is interesting. Okay, if you've got about £40, the Minion, I would recommend things like this Italian one I was showing earlier, or the MSA Auer A3s, because you can get these around £30 or just over £30. Some of them even come with a sealed filter. And for that sort of price, these are really good masks. They're not military masks, but you know, they're very good high-end industrial masks. So they would protect you from most gases. You know, so they're durable. You get a very good field of view and everything with them. Well, it depends, Iron Man. Gamma radiation is the hardest to escape from, but it's not the most dangerous. Alpha is if it gets inside your body. A tiny bit of alpha radioactive stuff is enough to, you know, screw you over big time. Well, with gamma, you need a lot more gamma, you know, to be exposed to do the same damage to you. Not easily, some guy. The PDF hose is kind of like put on almost with a tight bit of wire, but in theory you could remove it. Wow, alpha, beta and gamma are all ionizing radiation. That's cool. The Minion. The Shums Ewan, SHMS. But yeah, the Minion, my suggestion would be an MSA Auer A3, or S3, whatever they're called. One of these Italian ones, the Spacinis, whatever they're called. You know, for around the £30 mark, I really don't think you can go wrong with those masks. I assume they would, Amir, to a degree, but again, like all these things, they won't fully protect you, they'll just protect you to a degree. Because gamma will penetrate anything except for really thick pieces of like steel or concrete or lead. So in theory, if you had enough stuff between you and the source of radiation, you would be protected. What sort of program? I haven't been on any sort of program, Elliot, if that's what you're asking. If you mean like TV, I've never been on anything like that. Actually, no, Iron Man, funnily enough, because most of our teachers did not make science interesting at all. And one of our science teachers even thought the moon landing was a hoax. So that gives you some idea behind the intelligence of our science teachers. But I just find stuff a lot more interesting since I finished school and I started reading up about a lot of it myself. Alright, cool, Crimson, I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. That's interesting, Gabriel. But yeah, they used the SH designation, didn't they, for like all the official sort of things, isn't it? Like how the Shum 41 is the Shum 41, then you've got the GB5, is that the Shum 62U or something, like its official name? I'm trying to remember now, but yeah. I know there are some people that get really funny with you going, don't call it a GP5, it's a Shum 62. You're like, who fucking cares? But you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I'm not saying that to you, Gabriel. I'm saying that to the people who keep making a fuss about it because they want to sound clever. But yeah, that's interesting to know, Gabriel, actually. That's cool, Chris. That's actually something quite cool. But yeah, our science teachers, we had the one that thought the moon landing was fake, one that kept crying and the kids bullied her, and like she'd have to keep running out the classroom. They'd have to keep getting head of year in to yell at us. And my physics teacher that I legitimately think may have murdered people. Like, she was kind of crazy. And she'd keep just going on and on about... No, sorry, chemistry teacher, was that? It was the one that... Yeah, it was chemistry teacher, because she kept going on about the periodic table non-stop. Well, when I've said before about the features I'd like in a gas mask, it basically is just this. Like a polycarbonate full face piece mask. Just I'd have clear silicone on the nose bit rather than the blue. But yeah, this is pretty much close to my ideal mask, to be honest, because it's a fairly comfortable full face mask which gives you a really good field of view. Keep it out of sunlight, the minion, like in a cupboard or something, or in a satchel. No, that's just called public schooling, young rail enthusiast. I don't think many sensible people want to be teachers still. I like the Israeli gas mask both for the 4A1 and the M15. Yeah, conversation with a stuffed dog. That's very strange. Is it like a teddy bear type thing, or like an actual, you know, stuffed thing, like a taxidermy thing? Still weird, regardless. I haven't seen any earlier ones than this one, the name Dan, other than the ones I talked to you about earlier, so they might be disappearing if YouTube's just deleting them for some reason. Oh, so it was like a toy, yeah. That's still weird though, isn't it? One of our teachers, he was alright actually, he used to always smoke in his office and pretend he wasn't smoking in his office. So obviously you weren't allowed to smoke. They had like a designated smoking area, but if you walked past his office, you could always smell cigarette smoke, and if you had to go in his office, it was like, you know, like sort of like a little smoke chamber thing, where he obviously just, you know, every hour or after every lesson would just go in and like quickly drag a cigarette while nobody was looking. Yeah, I liked history, but again, it depends on the teacher, because some of our teachers, you got some really good teachers that were really passionate about teaching kids and that, and they'd make it really interesting. And then you had other teachers that, you know, would just go blah, 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 you know, kind of thing. I've not had all that much bread recently at all, Iron Man, to be fair, so I can't really say if there's been any results yet. Sounds like a nightmare, Richard. So they were the proper cultural Marxists, were they, in your school thing? The thing that annoyed me, actually, with a lot of our teachers is we had, as much as they're not meant to be political at all, we had certain teachers that were telling us which parties we should vote for when we were 18 and all stuff like that. You know, like some which were massive Labour supporters and other that were massive Tory supporters, and were saying, you know, oh, it's in the good of the country if you vote for the Tories or vote for Labour. You know, definitely don't vote for the Lib Dems or whatever. We had a fight in one of our schools where a kid got expelled or he smashed a chair over a teacher's head. Bullpup rifles are an interesting concept, but there hasn't been very many good bullpups. I think the Steyr AUG is meant to be one of the few good ones, isn't it? But in theory, I prefer standard rifles to bullpups. No, I've never been to a boarding school. Well, all good filters are going to cost money, but as we said earlier in the stream, you can get these particulate filters for like £5. You can get the Scott ABEC 2 P3 filters for less than £10 at the moment. And you can get Polish FP5 filters sometimes for not much money. I don't think we're on about no politics at the moment. The young rail enthusiast. If people get too much into politics, yeah, we'll stop talking about it, but at the moment it's barely touching politics, is it? Complaining about what your teachers thought about certain political parties isn't really politics. Yeah, that's a bit strange, Gabriel. But yeah. My school wasn't too bad, to be honest. There was a school pretty close to mine that was renowned for being like a really bad school, where you get like kids writing and shit on the walls and stuff, and like knifing each other. But my school wasn't too bad, to be honest. It was one of those things where, again, some teachers made it quite enjoyable to be at school, others made it just drag on. Well, I've taken CBD before, and that helps to a degree. That's crazy, Amir. I hope you got the helmet back. I think we had a couple of those at my school, Daniel. If you can look after it, young rail enthusiast, go for it. But if you can't look after a pet, don't get one. Unless you're on about me, and as I said, I've already got pets and whatever. But I'm not going to get into a massive conversation on pets right now. Never owned either of those, Iron Man. I know what they are. Super Nintendo and Mega Drive, but no, my first console was a PS1. I don't think Iron Man Spartan is a doctor, my name, Dan. Apparently he's a doctor now, okay. They're just called the GP5M, the Minion, or PMG2. Street doctor. Yeah, drinks a surgical spirit. As I've said before, Elephant Boy, silicon lubricant is good, but don't use it on masks that are actually made from silicon. But on a lot of masks, silicon lubricant's quite good for keeping the rubber shiny and kind of pristine. I have no idea, Randy Ragged. Because I really don't know how much truth there is to a lot of this 5G stuff, as I've said before. But you'd probably want something more like a tinfoil hat, I imagine. I'm not saying that in a piss-taking way. I mean, I think tinfoil and a hat is more likely to protect you from rays than the mask is. That's cool, a kid with a cigar and a Thompson. eBay and Amazon, the minion. I'm going to literally keep saying eBay for all these questions, because that's where you get nearly all the surplus from. Some people say styrofoam can damage masks, but it's never happened to any of mine. What you can do apparently is just roll up a load of newspaper and then stuff newspaper inside the mask to get it to keep a shape. That's less likely to damage the mask than putting it on like a polystyrene head or like whatever, but it's up to you. Yeah, I'll be watching your stream at 10 PM, Mike, so I'm sure I'll get my hair cut and everything by 10 PM. Probably my 2 C7 masks, young rail enthusiast. I wonder if you could just put the tinfoil inside other hats. You know, like a stylish one, so people can't tell you're wearing a tinfoil hat. Like, could you put a tinfoil liner in a military helmet, or a tinfoil liner in a, you know, like top hat or something? So then you've got your tinfoil hat, but it's a stealth tinfoil hat, so people don't know you're wearing a tinfoil hat. That'd be an interesting thing. I was looking at something like that where they used to have those old military helmets, you know, like the English Civil War era ones, where you had the metal ones that you wore underneath a normal Cavalier's kind of hat. So it was meant to be the stylish one, so you had a helmet on, but it didn't look like you were wearing a helmet. And that's like apparently what all the officers wore, because they didn't want to wear a regular helmet. I'm not really into the Call of Duties. I thought Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original, was good. There's a couple of other Call of Duties I like, but I'm not a massive COD fan, though. I'll be finishing any minute now, Maxi, because the stream's gone on for an hour, although sadly I've not been on for an hour because it's crashed a few times. Yeah, tomorrow, as I said, I'll be streaming some Fallout 4 earlier in the day. Cheers. It's been a bit of a weird one today, hasn't it? With all the crashing and like random talk about teachers and whatever else, but it doesn't bother me. But I've got a Swiss SM67 Amir. That's the only Swiss gas mask I've got. So anyway, yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut all my hair off and have a shower and get ready for Weapon Collector's stream later on. Because it'll be a lot nicer having no hair for the summer. £20 for a PDF is a bit expensive, Maxi, I'd say. Yeah, I'd like it at some point if we could do a stream where only random crazy discussions come up, because that would actually be quite interesting. But anyway, I better go and cut my hair, so thank you everybody, apologies for the crashing, don't forget to give the stream a like on your way out, just so my next one gets shared a bit more. Hopefully when I stream tomorrow we won't have any crashes, but who knows, at least the last half hour of the stream or whatever's been mostly crash free. And yeah, I'll see those of you tomorrow that are on tomorrow. And then Thursday evening we'll probably do a spooky stream or something like that, like a theme stream again. So yeah, see you then.